Matter of Thomas Serino and Emily Stevens. I have received, this is a date and time set for a trial. I have received documentation from Ms. Stevens, and I believe I've also received some exhibits from Mr. Serino that look like a lease agreement and some pictures of the apartment. And then from Ms. Stevens, I've received also some pictures of the apartment purporting to show what it was when, or close to when she moved in, the damages and that sort of thing. And then some, looks like some text messages between Mr. Serino and herself, picture of some smoke alarms and damages to the house. All right, how are we to proceed today? Let me start with Mr. Serino. What do you think we need to do today, Mr. Serino?
Your Honor, Mr. Kuhn and I are seeking a judgment for $875 to cover the cost of damage, as well as missing items, broken mailbox, missing garage overhead door, smoke detectors, and general cleaning for a total of $875 plus costs.
All right, and Ms.
All right, guys, buckle up because this case opens with a straightforward claim that quickly turns complicated. The landlord says the tenant owes $875 for damages, missing items, and cleaning costs after moving out. But the tenant pushes back immediately, saying those accusations simply aren't true and demanding transparency. Right from the start, the judge realizes there are conflicting stories and evidence involved. What seems like a simple damage dispute is already shaping up to be a deeper fight over what really happened inside that property.
Stevens, from your perspective, what are you seeking?
I'm just seeking, I guess, transparency and the condition of all those things. And I want the evidence that I didn't damage or remove doors or take those things to be considered as well, because they're not true.
All right, Mr. Serino, have you looked at her evidence?
I have not seen her evidence, Your Honor. Mr. Kuhn is here, and he did go into the house after she moved out, and he did all the repairs himself. And all these things that I've been mentioning are based on a exit damage report, which I typed up based on his report. The exit damage report is everything Mr. Kuhn did after she moved out. I have not been in the building since she moved out.
All right, Ms. Stevens, did you send a copy of your documentation to Mr. Serino?
No. I'm not aware. I didn't know I was needed to send him pictures and stuff. I can share my screen.
Well, it's hard to do a trial, and I get it that you guys are not attorneys and don't know how to do these things. So
Now things start getting messy. The judge pauses the momentum of the hearing after realizing something critical. Neither side has actually shared their evidence with the other. That's a big problem in court because both parties must know what the other is claiming before the judge can fairly decide anything. As the judge reviews the documents, he notices something interesting. The tenant's photos might suggest that some of the alleged damages were already there before she moved in. Suddenly, the entire case begins to shift.
I'm aware of that. It's just hard to do a trial if the parties haven't talked to each other and if they haven't shown each other what the information is that they have, because then everybody's in the dark and nobody knows what the other side thinks that they know, and nobody can say, oh, I see that now, but here's my answer to that, because they don't have time to go research it or look it up or to get the evidence that is out there. So we're left with, I can tell you this, Judge, but I don't have the pictures of it, or I don't have the information of it, or somebody else knows it. So what I have then is lack of information on my side, and I'm supposed to be the one that's making a decision. So the general requirement is that both sides, if you send something to the court, you have to send it to the other side so that they have a chance to review it and can counter it if there's information available. So I'm somewhat reluctant to go forward today
Your Honor.
when neither side has seen what the other side has by way of information. Because when I first look at it, it looks to me, and again, I'm not trying to decide this ahead of time, but it looks to me like Ms. Stevens has some information that some of the stuff was damaged previously. And maybe I'm wrong, but it at least starts to look that way. And so I want to have Mr. Serino and Mr. Kuhn have an opportunity to look at that ahead of time and say, okay, but here's what is what really happened from our perspective. And I don't know that they'd have a proper chance to do that if I just go ahead today and say, let's just do it and get it done with. So I want to make sure that I'm fair to both sides. And I also want to give Ms. Stevens an opportunity to make sure that she knows exactly what Mr. Kuhn is going to testify to, because I didn't know that he did the work himself. I know that he's done some of that in other cases, but I didn't know that he did it in this case. So I want Ms. Stevens to be aware of what he knows ahead of time as well. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to set Mr. Kuhn, are you going to be going back down to Florida in the near future?
This is where the tenant drops a detail that raises serious eyebrows. She explains that she moved out months earlier but didn't hear a single word about any damages until 7 months later when she suddenly received a certified letter demanding payment. That delay becomes a huge point of tension. The judge starts questioning the landlord about whether there was a proper inspection when the tenant first moved in, and the answers don't sound very convincing. Now the credibility of the entire damage claim is being tested.
I live here now.
Your Honor, Ms. Stevens has a copy of the exit damage report. She has had it.
I moved out in March 2025, and I did not hear a word about damages or get receipts or a list or anything until October when I got delivered certified mail. So I did get a list by Mr. Kuhn with a list that some are doubled items. And it says on there that he didn't inspect it before I moved in. So I'm not sure how he decided what was broken by me. But in 7 months after I moved out, I never got this at all.
All right. So, Mr. Serino, I see what you're calling it as the exit damage report that's got Mr. Kuhn's name down at the bottom of it. And it says exit damage report at the top and a total of $875. Was there a initial walkthrough at the beginning of the lease?
Yes, sir. Yes, it was, Your Honor. And I took pictures the day before she moved in on October 31st. And I did provide those pictures.
So where is that document that says you did a walkthrough the day prior to the lease?
There is no document. I looked for it. There wasn't one, Your Honor. I couldn't find one.
But you say that there are pictures?
Yes, I provided those to Ms. Good. I emailed them to her. And if you click on the picture and right click on the picture, it'll show you the properties and it'll show you what date I took those pictures, which is the day before she moved in. Showing no damage.
Are those the pictures that you included with the lease agreement that I talked about before?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor.
So that's from before, not afterwards.
Next, the property manager takes the stand and paints a dramatic picture of the house after the tenant left. According to him, the place was filthy, appliances were damaged, smoke detectors were missing, and even the garage needed serious cleaning and repainting. He describes hours of labor just to restore the property. Listening to his testimony, it sounds like the home was left in terrible condition. But in court, strong accusations alone aren't enough. What matters is whether the evidence actually supports those claims.
Before she moved in. Those pictures were taken on October 31st. And she has the exit. She just admitted that she does have the exit damage report.
Well, do you guys want to have a hearing today or do you want to postpone it and talk to each other?
if we postpone it, I have to come back down to Florida, and which I will do.
Well, we can get on Zoom. Mr. Kuhn can get on Zoom, or he can have somebody help him get on Zoom. He's got kids. They know how to do it.
I don't know how to do it. At 94, I'm probably not gonna learn.
Where's your closest daughter?
Closest daughter is in
4 hours away.
Venice, which is about 200 miles away.
All right. Ms.
Oh,
Stevens, do you want to go today?
I'd just like to make a mention that I've been renting in the Gaylord area. I, of course, lived there. I've been renting up there for 45 years. I had currently 3 places. And every time I have a renter leave, I have an opportunity to look at the house. I didn't in this case. But whenever they leave me or don't leave me, I put it all back in perfect shape. And if somebody new comes into the house to rent, they have an opportunity to, I'll walk through it with them. And if there's anything that they don't like, I can fix it. I always leave my places clean and safe. The
tension rises when the tenant starts questioning the logic behind the accusations. She asks a simple but powerful question. How can the property manager be certain she caused the damage if he never inspected the home when she moved in? That moment forces everyone in the courtroom to rethink the timeline. Then another problem appears. The damage report accidentally lists the garbage disposal twice, inflating the total cost. Just like that, the claim drops from $875 to $675, and cracks begin forming in the landlord's argument.
I leave them like I'd want them if I was going to move in myself. So when she moved in there,
let's hang on. You're gonna have a chance to testify, Mr. Kuhn, but let's hang on before we get the cart before the horse. Ms. Stevens, do you want to go have a hearing today?
Would I be allowed to play or show my photos or share my screen with the videos and stuff? I mean, I don't know what else I could get that would change what I have, so.
All right. We're on the record on this matter, right? All right. I'm going to have everybody sworn in at the same time, and we'll simply go from there. So if you all raise your right hands, please, so I can swear you in. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Ms. Stevens?
I do.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Kuhn?
Yes.
Mr. Serino?
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead and put your hands down then. This is the Mr. Serino's matter. Mr. Serino, are you telling me that Mr. Kuhn did all the work himself, so you really don't need to testify a lot?
No, Your Honor. He was in Florida, and he came up in June in preparation to sell the place, and he found it in disrepair, and he did all the work himself.
All right. Is there any other information before I go to Mr. Kuhn that you want me to be aware of, Mr. Serino?
I believe you have all the information I have right now, Your Honor.
All right. And the documents that you sent me include a 1-page lease agreement, which does not have a signature on it. And then actually it's a 2-page, then it has an inspection checklist, which is not filled out. Are you saying that that's an...
And here comes the most explosive moment of the exchange. The judge begins describing photos submitted by the tenant that appear to show certain issues, like missing closet doors and a damaged dryer vent, right around the time she first moved in. If those images are accurate, they could completely undermine the landlord's case. The property manager reacts instantly, angrily calling the claim a bold-faced lie. That outburst turns the courtroom tense, as the judge now has to determine which version of the story the evidence truly supports.